But Johnny, let's move on into our next topic. And we're making an executive change here on the Rick and Johnny podcast. At the beginning of the show, I said we'd have 3 topics. That was before I thought we'd do 2 topics just on the Marvel Infinity War trailer its own. So how we are doing things, if you're on YouTube, you've already seen it. Part 1, Part 2 for Infinity War. This was actually now the 3rd topic of the week.
Part 2.
Yeah, Part 1, Part 2. This is now the 3rd topic. The Titan topic that we're going to talk about. We'll do the same thing we did with like the Superwoman topic where we had the female hero series. Yes. We're going to push this off. So maybe next week in advance, we're going to push that Titans topic off a week or 2 and get to that when we have an open spot. But the reason why we're ending the show with this instead of Titans is Star Wars comes out next week, Johnny.
Yes, it does.
Episode 8, The Last Jedi. And I have a very important question for you because this is one through the trailer. I have seen different podcasts and different Star Wars channels talk about this. And in the trailer, we have a moment where it looks like Rey is talking to Kylo and she's questioning herself or what she's doing. And Kylo reaches out his hand. Now, I am in the belief that this is just fancy editing, and that's not how it's going to play out in the movie, but we're still going to entertain the topic anyways, and I want to ask you, in The Last Jedi, Star Wars Episode 8, will Rey turn to the dark side?
I don't think so. I really don't. Because, I mean, we have Kylo, who's the dark side person already, and usually these movies follow a thing of light versus dark. Why would we have double dark? And Luke is so old; he's more of a
gray Jedi. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, no, I'm saying he's more of the Obi-Wan Kenobi from the original series. Scenario. He's training. He can maybe take on someone short term, but he's not going to be able to fight for very long because of how old he is.
Yeah, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yes,
that's all I think about. Whenever you say old Obi-Wan, I just think of. Are you old Ben Kenobi? Are you Obi-Wan? That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Because he's old Ben Kenobi.
Exactly.
Oh, you mean old Ben Kenobi? That's who you mean? But I'm kind of on the same way as you.
Yeah.
But part of me thinks it'd be interesting is if they said, let's say both Kylo and Rey throughout this movie, you know what? Fuck this light and dark shit. Let's just team up. Let's be together, but we're not dark or we're light. We're just doing the good thing. We're doing the right thing.
Keeping balance to the Force.
Yeah, by being the balance, basically. Yeah. Being the judgment hammer.
That is what the gray Jedi is supposed to be. It is neither light nor dark. It is keeping balance. So, honestly, that the whole concept of, let's put it this way. Let's go back to Episode 3.
Okay.
Where...
You're talking... Revenge of the Sith, or are you talking Return of the Jedi?
Revenge of the Sith.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because originally when you say, oh, let's go back to 3, in my head I go, the prequels are garbage. They're deleted. And I was thinking Return of the Jedi.
Bad. 3 wasn't bad.
They weren't great.
I didn't say it wasn't.
I just wanted to make sure we were thinking
I said
about the right
number
movie.
3 wasn't bad. I didn't say the first 2 were good.
I said they weren't great. So
I didn't say they were great, did I now?
Revenge of the Sith.
Anyways, Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
Obi-Wan's thought and the Red Jedi's whole thought is...
that he has the high ground. That's his thought. He has the high ground.
Before that, that balance of the Force was meaning the Jedi. The Jedi is not balance of the Force. When it becomes 2v2, and because the Sith have a rule of... Sith have a rule of 2. Let's start this off in case anyone doesn't know. Sith have a rule of 2. You have a master, you have an apprentice.
So you had like Palpatine and Vader.
Exactly.
You had Vader and what was it?
Well, it was him trying to get Luke, and then he would have killed off Palpatine anyways.
True.
You have...
because they kill off their masters, right?
Palpatine Dooku, you have Palpatine Maul. And actually, I guess the thought was, no.
Was it Palpatine Maul?
No, it wasn't. It's Dooku Maul. And I think Dooku was probably going to plan on killing off Palpatine then. Just like Palpatine and his master.
But Darth Maul died.
Darth Maul
died, so he couldn't do that because then he didn't.
And he had Anakin kill Dooku, so it could, again, stay as a rule of 2.
Yeah.
Now, when Anakin killed off everyone except for Obi-Wan and Yoda, that's balance to the Force.
Okay.
2v2, dark and light.
Yeah.
If they were just right in the middle of gray Jedi, balance to the Force. They just make good is good, evil is evil.
It does not matter what side you're on. There has to be
equal. Like the world has to have equal. So they'll be bringing balance to the Force if they both become gray Jedi. But I mean the walking line of the gray Jedi is you can waver on light or dark. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
well, and also the whole title of The Last Jedi.
Exactly.
Because the way I look at that is the Jedi Order is probably going to end in this movie.
It is. It's going to end with.
And like
Luke. Why couldn't I think of his name?
I'm not thinking that, but like I feel like even if Kylo and Ren did team up, they wouldn't call themselves like Great Jedi because it's like the Jedi are dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing that I look at is another thing that is also, and then this is kind of with the Rey that I wanted to bring up. You have mentioned this before, but it never really hit me like it did. We were reading through like crazy theories about Luke, which some of them very crazy.
Luke hunts porgs?
Luke hunts and eats porgs.
And eats. I'm sorry, I forgot the eats.
Which actually the porg, it hit me. They are this generation's Ewoks.
Yes.
Or will be.
They will be.
You want to know why I'm thinking about that?
Why is that?
Think about How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Barney Stinson had a rule to where if the girl is over 30, it depends on when she has seen Star Wars. Because if she saw Star Wars young enough, then she would think the Ewoks are cute. She's cool. But if she thinks the Ewoks are stupid, that means she's too old. She's too old for Star Wars. She's too old for you. Get rid of her. I am close to 30 now, about 3 years off. And I think the porgs are the stupidest shit in the world. Or right now. I could watch the movie and fall in love with them. Right now, I think they are the stupidest thing in that trailer. However, if let's say I'm watching as a 10-year-old like I did the first Star Wars, then sure, I'd probably love them.
Yeah.
They are this generation's Ewoks.
Yes.
That is what they are. Back to the point though. You have said it before that you feel like Rey had met Luke before.
Yeah.
And the theory that was out there was that same thing. But do you think, and this is going to play into Rey totally, when Luke says, I've only seen this power once, it did not scare me then, but now it does. And I took out all the pauses because I wanted to get to the point.
Yeah.
Do you think when Kylo was going crazy, he was like, crap, Rey, I can't let anything happen to Rey. She's the most powerful. I can't let this power get used in the wrong hands. Dumps her on a desert planet. Basically say, hey, it doesn't scare me that I leave this weapon of mass destruction just laying here for anyone to find. But now, being reunited with her, it scares him.
I think what it is
because it was a younger Luke too. So like
it was a younger Luke. I'm just wondering the one thing about the power, the line of I've seen this power before. It doesn't scare, but it scares me now. It either could apply to Rey or it could apply to Kylo. It could apply to him because Kylo's super powerful too. In the first one that we saw, he stops a blaster,
the beam
one-handed while doing other shit.
Yeah.
It's like...
So he can concentrate his mind.
We've never seen that before. We've never seen them stop that. Like, we've seen them stop blaster things with the lightsaber, and maybe even Vader did do.
Yeah.
But not like...
to stop it dead and then shoot it back.
Yeah, to stop it dead. Keep it there while he's doing stuff. And then as he's like, okay, I'm done. Send it back. Like, he didn't stop it like his palm and deflect. No, he stopped it mid-shot. That is... very powerful. Excuse me. And for Rey to just like start learning her powers and to beat him, basically beat him in a hand-to-hand combat, that's got to be some pretty powerful shit then. So, I mean, that could be like, because she didn't really tap into her powers until then. So maybe he was like, I've seen this and it scares me. Or it didn't scare me then. And then he sees Rey's powers, but it scares me now because he can see how powerful Rey is.
My question for you, and you might not know the answer, but I don't know either.
Probably not.
Do we have an official name for Star Wars Episode 9?
9? Not that I know of. I haven't looked into that yet.
No, right now on IMDb, it's right now just Episode 9. I'm gonna throw this out at you.
Okay.
And see what you feel in here. Could they go with an arc? Because my whole thing that I just thought of is, let's say Rey joins Kylo on the dark side.
Okay.
There's no balance.
No.
There's no Jedi. There's no good Jedi. The light has nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Will then 9 basically be I'm kind of thinking Return of the Jedi type thing of where it's basically Bodega's character. I'm blanking on his name. Not Poe.
Finn.
Finn. Will be Finn's role and their role that, hey, we got to bring Rey. We got to bring Rey back to the light, back to the good side. And that's what then episode 9 is.
Could be.
Like, we end episode 8 with the cliffhanger of shit. Rey just went to the dark side.
I don't know. I don't feel like they would go with that if they follow the pattern like they kind of do with each 3 set. I don't see that happening just because, I mean, why would you... I don't know if you... I feel like you'd piss off a lot of people if you have 2 dark side and nothing light. It's basically like clean sweep at that point.
Yeah. Here's another thing I think about, and this is more so to a point that I think they could do. I think that Rey's character development in this movie is going... Apparently, Finn's character development, we're going to see a lot of his character develop, but I think Rey will have equally, if not more, character development because of the same kind of thing they do with Luke. If you think of Luke from episode 4 to episode 6, think about episode 4 Luke. White clothing, younger kid, blue-white saber, really naive. Now think of him in that first scene from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Black suit, green lightsaber, completely different Luke Skywalker. The cybernetic hand that he uses, much different Luke than we see. Think about Rey. What kind of clothing did we see her?
Very light colors.
Light colors, whites, tans. We're still seeing her in that and this. It's
gotten a little bit darker now, actually.
Something, I think, and I don't want to be like, oh, you have to follow this mold, but if I know Star Wars, and I do, something tragic has to happen to Rey.
Yes.
Or will happen. Much like the Empire Strikes Back, where you had 2 for Luke. You had 1, the finding out Vader's his father, but then 2, losing his hand.
Yeah.
And having it fall down the shaft. So something has to happen to Rey, but what will it be?
It's a good question. I mean, it could be...
do we find out about her parents?
It could
if they're not Luke.
It could be her parentage. Yeah, maybe we find out about that because there's the theory that it's Leia and Han, and she finds out, oh my God, that was my father I was with. There wouldn't be a big connection if it's just been like Kenobi, which is another theory.
Let me throw this out there at you. What if, and this I'm not saying is going to happen, this is just me spitballing, if they don't do like the Han Solo Leia connection.
Yeah.
What if it was her parents were either at or worked with Luke at the academy, and they were like in the carnage of Kylo?
Could be.
Where Kylo basically killed Rey's parents.
Maybe. I wonder how that would be with the Academy, because Academy is more like, at least if we're going with the other Jedi Academy.
Well, that would mean her dad, for sure. I would think her dad, for sure, is a Jedi.
Yeah, that's true. Then that would have made him a Jedi.
Then that would explain why it would explain why she has the powers. However, it wouldn't quite explain why Luke's saber, the blue lightsaber, called to her.
Exactly.
Which I think Luke's going to end up being related to her.
Yeah.
Whether it's her uncle or her father.
I think so too. I think it's going to be one of those two. Because I get it. Everyone's like, there's also like I said, there's the Ben Kenobi one out there. It's like, yeah, that's
she's a
cool.
distant because
like the granddaughter.
Because the blue lightsaber was originally Ben Kenobi's lightsaber.
Yeah. And I get it. I mean, I get where people go with that because it'd be cool. It's, again, going with like the first one and even the 1, 2, 3 and the 4, 5, 6. It kind of correlates along that where it's Obi-Wan versus Skywalker.
And this is just a random thought that popped in my head, the last great Jedi that we've seen importantly in a movie was Qui-Gon? Was he the last great Jedi?
That's what it's out there that he said. There's nothing in the movies that say he is, but yeah, that's what people say.
Because he kind of goes against the Jedi Order.
He does. There's a lot of things he doesn't agree with the Jedi Order.
This intrigues me. This is another thing where it's kind of like maybe it's just Disney in general knows what they're doing, but like Avengers, the whole Soul Stone thing, their Soul Stone thing.
There you go.
Don't know what they're doing with it. Don't know where it is. Rey and her lineage. Don't know what's going to go on.
Super keeping it a huge secret.
Any final thoughts you got for this one before we wrap this one up?
I can't wait to see it next week.
This is where you guys come in, though. Let us know down below. What do you guys think? Will Rey turn to the dark side? What do you think will be her development through The Last Jedi? And then tune into the channel. That's going to be, let's see, Star Wars comes out on the 15th, so that's going to be the 18th. If my mind calendar is correct, I'm going to actually pull up my actual calendar. Yeah, the 18th is when our Star Wars Last Jedi review will be posted on the YouTube channel. So we will have that for you guys. Let us know if there's anything you'd want us to talk about in the future down below in the comment section. A little bit of housekeeping before we end up. First off, MVP t-shirts. If you want your t-shirt, description has everything you need to know about that. It's basically send us an email with your shirt size, your name, and then your address, and we can get you that shirt and set up that entire process. It is in the description. If you're on iTunes, if you have an iTunes account, give us that 5-star rating. It would mean the world to us if you gave us Rick and Johnny Podcast, the Fast Break, the Onside Kick, the Primetime Podcast, all that beautiful 5-star rating. And lastly, patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast, just an extra way to help support the channel. We have a new improvement coming thanks to Jake, Christian, Brandon, Patrick. I got all the patrons there. Because of them, we're able to do new improvements. We have one coming for you guys January 1st, so that is going to be really exciting. You can help us out on Patreon in the link in the description. I want to thank you guys for watching and or listening, and as always, have a good day, everybody.